Alright, this is Mana Shred here, here with Dream Views Podcasts. The person I'm about to interview is very special and unique in her case because she is, I guess since she was 12 years old, she has been lucid virtually almost every night, I guess, progressing over a period of time. So, and I just can't wrap my head around how that is possible for somebody. I mean, even for me, because I'm lucky if I get a lucid a month. So, and so anyway, hello Naiya. Are you there?
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So, first of all, I'd just like to, let you introduce yourself in your own words.
Okay. Well, I guess, I started lucid dreaming, like you said, I was about 12. I first heard about it from my mom, who was in graduate school getting her master's in psychology. And she happened to take a transpersonal psychology course, and they talked about lucid dreaming. And so she came home and she said, "Hey, you can control your dreams." And I said, "Wow, that's great. How do you do that?" And she said, "All you have to do is this little exercise before you go to bed and tell yourself that you'll have a lucid dream." And so I actually had the willpower to do this every single night for, I don't know, months or years. And my original goal was to shoot fireballs at my hands. Like, my favorite show at the time was Dragon Ball Z, so I wanted to do that. And, I mean, at first I only had the lucids, like, maybe every month, and then every couple of weeks I'd have them, and after a few more months, every couple of days, and finally I just had them, I don't know, some kind of, some breakthrough happened, and I just had them every night, almost every dream I had them. And, yeah, it's been that way ever since, just about.
So you just basically became really, really natural at it after a while, and
yeah, it just kind of became intuitive. I mean, a lot of naturals talk about this being aware, and I think that's eventually what I started building up, because, I mean, I'd go out throughout every day, and I'd just always be thinking about, what am I going to do in my dreams tonight? Let's see, and, what would I do if I was dreaming right now? And, and it sort of became like this one big, long reality check, and I guess,
Really?
It's like you don't get lucid if you already are lucid all the time. So I think that's maybe how it works.
Really, that's and recently a guy named The Cusp was talking about that in the Lucid Dreaming section, the Dream Views forum. He was talking about that very thing, about how when we reality check, it's only for like a few seconds, and that's every once in a while. So, but you were reality checking basically all the time, like 24, like from morning till you went to bed. You were always it was always in the back of your mind, and you were always doing it, basically, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting. So, so what did you do with all that, with a lot of those dreams in the beginning? Like,
Well, at first I started flying. All the kind of basic stuff like that. Shooting the fireballs. Eventually I kind of got bored of that. I went through a period of sort of doing whatever I wanted to do. Then I kind of got bored of that, and I went through a period of just exploring and kind of just, seeing what would come up. And finally I found the Dream Views forum, and I saw the task of the month, and I thought, wow, I've never really put myself to the test like that before. So I joined Dream Views, and I started just doing the tasks of the month every month because I could. And, I thought it was pretty fun. I don't really have any particular goals right now, except for some other just fun stuff that I'd like to do.
really? Now, did you make? Oh, were you going to continue?
Well, I mean, for example, one of my tasks I'm doing now is traveling the world. Like, I want to hit every continent,
Oh yeah.
and after that I'm gonna go back in time to some of the ages of man. And the final phase of that is going to be going to different planets. So I still haven't gotten all the continents. But I think I've only got one left. I think it's Antarctica, and I haven't done it yet because it's just kind of boring. And I've been there before, so it's kind of hard to get motivated for it.
A little too cold there also. But
yeah, it's cold. You would be surprised, you know. It's cold. It really is.
Yeah. Now, now, when you first came to Dreamviews, did you talk about your ability right away, and did you kind of think everyone was kind of this good at lucid dreaming if they tried hard enough as you did? Like, were people shocked when they found out about your ability at all?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I thought there would be a lot of people that, you know, could do it every night, and especially on a lucid dreaming forum. So, it's like, I don't know, I mean, but I did talk about it in my first post, and, you know, I wondered why people were surprised. And, you know, I think one of the first people who talked to me was Robot Butler, and he said, wow, you know, that's great. I said, what? Because I thought it would be more common, but, you know, I guess not. So.
Interesting. And did you start dream journaling your dreams right away? Like, did that help you as well?
Yeah, I started dream journaling. I really started my first dream journal when I was about 16, and I found a little paper dream journal in, I don't know, tourist trap shop in, I think, Colorado, and that was the first time I actually bothered to write them down. You know, before that I didn't care. I mean, I tried to remember them, but eventually I'd forget. And so I started a dream journal on Dreamviews because they said, well, you have it written down or you don't get the badge for the test of the month. And I really wanted that badge, so I started keeping one there for a while. And, you know, it did pretty well. And after a while, you know, they opened a different lucid dreaming forum elsewhere, and I sort of dropped off of Dreamviews for a while. And, you know, I came back fairly recently because a lot of the stuff has changed, and they're doing a great job now, so I came back.
Oh, that's... well, I think we're all glad that you're back now. I'd imagine you know a lot about lucid dreaming techniques, and I imagine you actually learned quite a bit when you joined Dreamviews. And besides dream journaling, what were some of the other things that you like? Was there any other techniques that you learned about or went more in depth in, like, you know, like some of the wilds, things like that?
Well, I did poke around the website, and I actually didn't know a lot of the acronyms and, you know, the differences. I mean, I thought pretty much all of them were lucid dreams, and then I found out, oh, well, there's you know, DILDs, and there's BELDs, and you know, I looked up the descriptions, and I said, oh, that's what that is, and because I'd read maybe 1 or 2 books on it, but, you know, they really don't have the kind of information you get on Dreamviews. I mean, I was a little surprised, you know. I knew what sleep paralysis was, but, you know, I didn't know what wilds were, you know, I mean, and I had been having them for years, so I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh, I have a name for it now. Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Oh, so that's what that is, yeah. Now, did you make any good friends at Dreamviews in the beginning that kind of yeah, befriended you and asked you questions and stuff like that? Any people that in your mind that stuck out?
I definitely remember, I think Clarity and Robot Butler were the people who probably first really talked to me, and then I came into the chat, and I remember, I think I met Jeff pretty quickly.